are going to read from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita as it is, chapter 2 and text number 23. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Nainam Chindanti Shastrani.
Nainam Chindanti Shastrani.
Nainam Dahati Pavakaha.
Nainam Dahati Pavakaha.
Na Chainam Kledayantyapo.
Na Chainam Vedayantyapo.
Na Shoshayati Marutaha.
Na Shoshayati Marutaha.
Nainam Chindanti Shastrani.
Nainam Chindanti Shastrani.
Nainam Dahati Pavaka.
Nainam Dahati Pavaka.
Na Chainam Kledayantyapo.
Na Chainam Vedayantyapo.
Na Shoshayati Maruta.
Na Shoshayati Maruta.
Nainam Chindanti Shastrani.
Nainam Chindanti Shastrani.
Nainam Dahati Pavakaha.
Nainam Dahati Pavakaha.
Na Chainam Kledayantyapo.
Na Chainam Vedayantyapo.
Na Shoshayati Marutaha.
Na Shoshayati Maruta.
Word for word translation. Na,
No.
never.
Never.
Enam,
Enam,
this soul.
soul.
Chindanti,
Chindanti,
can cut to pieces.
cut to pieces.
Shastrani,
Shastrani,
weapons.
weapons.
Na,
No.
never.
Never.
Enam,
Enam,
this soul.
this soul.
Dahati,
Dahati,
burns.
burns.
Pavakaha,
Pavakaha,
fire.
fire.
Na,
No.
never.
Never.
Cha,
Cha,
also.
also.
Enam,
Enam,
this soul.
soul.
Kledayanti,
Kledayanti,
motions.
motions.
Apaha,
Apaha,
water.
water.
Na,
No.
never.
Never.
Shoshayati,
Shoshayati,
dries.
dries.
Marutaha,
Maruta,
wind.
wind.
Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. Purport. All kinds of weapons, swords, flame weapons, rain weapons, tornado weapons, etc., are unable to kill the spirit soul. It appears that there were many kinds of weapons made of earth, water, air, fire, etc., in addition to the modern weapons of fire. Even the nuclear weapons of the modern age are classified as fire weapons. But formerly, there were other weapons made of all different types of material elements. Firearms were counteracted by water weapons, which are now unknown to modern science, nor do modern scientists have knowledge of tornado weapons. Nonetheless, the soul can never be cut into pieces, nor annihilated by any number of weapons, regardless of scientific devices. The Mayavadi cannot explain how the individual soul came into existence simply by ignorance and consequently became covered by illusory energy. Nor was it ever possible to cut the individual souls from the original Supreme Soul. Rather, the individual souls are eternally separated parts of the Supreme Soul because they are atomic individual souls, eternally Sanatana. They are prone to be covered by the illusory energy, and thus they become separated from the association of the Supreme Lord, just as the sparks of a fire, although one in quality with the fire, are prone to be extinguished when out of the fire. In the Varaha Purana, the living entities are described as separated parts and parcels of the Supreme. They are eternally so, according to the Bhagavad-Gita also. So, even after being liberated from illusion, the living entity remains a separate identity, as is evident from the teachings of the Lord to Arjuna. Arjuna became liberated by the knowledge received from Krishna, but he never became one with Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantika Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Vadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sarvajatam Saranadunakam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Vipakanta Sharada Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shirade Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Swadevi Pranamami Haripriye Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Vipa Sindhu Varevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So translation again, the soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burnt by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. So in second chapter, Sri Krishna is enlightening us about ourselves or about the truth. And the title of the second chapter is what? If we understand the second chapter, that means we have understood the whole Bhagavad-Gita. The principle of Bhagavad-Gita or the substance or the essence of Bhagavad-Gita. And it's very important because Krishna has given this book or instructions for our benefit, right? And in second chapter, the essential education is there. So, as we know, we heard this verse many times, actually. So, second portion of the purport is very important for us to discuss. So, Shri Krishna said that individual soul cannot be cut into pieces. But generally we perceive individual soul is separated from Krishna, isn't it? Like a separate, away from the whole Krishna. This point we have to understand. This separateness cannot be perceived or conceived materially. If we do not understand this point, inconceivable reality, as Krishna is speaking, if we do not accept this as it is, then we are not progressing at all in our spiritual life. The soul cannot be cut into pieces. So, the individual souls we have not come into existence by cutting out from Supreme Soul Krishna. So, how are we existing? Generally, we understand we are separate, like a child and mother, two individual entities or personalities. Yes, and they are separate, although the relationship is there, connection is there, still separate, but we are not separate that kind. Srila Prabhupada gave us the example, like generally we have this material understanding of separateness, that if we have a paper and we make it a small pieces, tear it out, and then you throw it, then what happens? It's scattered everywhere and the original paper is lost. We are not that kind of separate parts of Krishna. Mayavadis, they think before all the souls were together like a lump. Now we are all scattered all over. So the connection with Krishna is very hard to conceive for us. So Krishna, in the very beginning of second chapter, is speaking, we are not like that. We are separate, also we are not separate. We are separate as well as we are not separate. So in the very beginning, Krishna is speaking this philosophy on the basis of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy. And that philosophy is known as Achintya Bhedabhed Tattva. The whole Bhagavad-Gita can be understood very perfectly with the help of this philosophy. If we do not understand this philosophy, we would not understand the absolute truth. And without understanding absolute truth, how can we attain the absolute truth? So it is very, very important. If the individual soul cannot cut into pieces, how come the Supreme Soul has become pieces or separate pieces, and he has lost his original existence or form? We are actually conjoined with Krishna. In our conditioned state, our understanding as we are conjoined with the body. Body is me, right? Body is me. No. See that? See that? The wrong perception of the self. And due to this wrong perception of the self, we are suffering. What kind of suffering we are going through? Repeated birth and death, birth and death. This ignorance is not at all bliss. Ignorance is the crime here. And due to this sin or crime, we are suffering. It is so illusory crime, illusory. It's like illusion. We are totally engulfed into this illusion, by the illusion that I am separate from Krishna. Is inconceivable, but it is the truth. It is the truth. It's not that individual souls were before together with Krishna and now you are not together, separate. Now I have to again come to Krishna and become one. That is the Mayavadis. If we do not understand this principle, then we are also Mayavadis. Sometimes we feel that way. Yes, I am now separate from Krishna. So after attaining Krishna, I'll merge into Krishna's body. Actually, we are within the body already. Achintya Bhedabhed Tattva is very wonderfully explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita. 3 things we have to remember simultaneously and together. One is Achintya Bhedabhed Tattva, our relationship. Jive Sharupa Hai Krishnero Nityo Dash Krishner Tatrustha Shokti Bhedabhed Prakash. We are eternal servants or servants of Krishna eternally. 1. 2. Krishner Tatrustha Shokti. We are a marginal potency of Krishna and manifestation of Bhed Abhed relationship with Krishna. Inconceivable. We are one. Also we are two. That means we are not absolutely one with Krishna. Also not absolutely different from Krishna. That makes so intimately connected with Krishna, isn't it? If we do not understand this point, then we become separatist. I am separate from Krishna, like far away from Krishna. In the heart, the soul is accompanied by Krishna, and conjoined by Krishna. That's why if we commit aparat to any individual, Krishna takes it his own. Part of Krishna. Like if someone pinches my finger, I feel, right? I feel the pinch. That's why we have to be very careful not to offend even any living being. Understand Krishna is there. Krishna is accompanied by the individual soul. Krishna is present where? And where is not present? Tell me. If I say, where do you live? What would be your answer? Where do you live? Where do you live? Tell your town's name.
Morris Plains.
Morris Plains. If I ask Krishna, where do you live? What will be his answer?
Everywhere.
Everywhere means everywhere. He is the totality of existence. When I say Krishna, we are immediately connected with the total existence. Because Krishna is everything. So, Achintya Vedavet Tattva, inconceivable oneness and difference is there. Second is, also Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Shakti Parinam Bad, same. And third is, one pastimes enacted by Krishna as a baby child. Child Krishna. Once, baby Krishna was eating dirt. Have you heard that pastime? And Mother Yashoda heard that complaint, that baby Krishna is eating dirt. Then what she did, she came and said, "Oh Krishna, did you eat dirt, mud?" "No, I did not eat." Then Mother Yashoda wanted to make sure the baby did not eat anything, dirt or mud. She said, "Open your mouth." Then what baby Krishna did? He opened the mouth. And then what happened? Mother Yashoda saw what? The entire creations within the mouth of Krishna. We forget this truth. Three things we never should forget. We must meditate in order to understand absolute truth. Here we are worshipping absolute truth. The same Lord is within us, within every atom, inside, outside. And we are within Him. He contains us and He is within us. This is the relationship. Generally we are remembering many things, but the reality we must meditate, contemplate, introspect in order to realize the truth. Realize the truth. Then what happens if I realize the truth that I am already joined or conjoined with Krishna? Then naturally I'll be happy. I would not feel any loneliness, right? I have always my friend within me who is constantly looking after me and doing everything for my benefit. So you will remain naturally blissful, happy. Without realizing the truth, it is impossible. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes not. Up and down, sometimes very elated, next day depressed. See, the modern society, not in the modern society, it was also in the past, present, and would be future. Depression, frustration, and dissatisfaction. We think these are the part of life. No, sir. Soul is beyond everything. Soul has very strong emotion. What is that emotion? Love. Love for Krishna. So step by step, if we do not progress, how can we achieve the goal of life? The love of Krishna. Means we have to unblock or uncover the natural propensity, natural quality, essence of the soul, which is a lover of Krishna. Naturally happy like Krishna, Sachid Ananda. So this very verse, which is just in the second chapter, Srila Prabhupada is challenging us. The Mayavadis, The Mayavadi cannot explain how the individual soul came into existence simply by ignorance and consequently became covered by the illusory energy. Mayavadi said that I was God before and I just simply forgot about it. So if I just remind myself, Aham Brahmasmi, I am God, I am the same God, same absolute truth, then one day I'll become and merge into the body of Brahman, unmanifest, undifferentiated Brahman, the whole existence. So I'll be merged into it and lose my individuality. It is wrong. That means ignorance made us separate, from Krishna. Ignorance, they say that. Ignorance, cut us, and it means divided us. Here you are, here is Krishna. That means ignorance is more powerful than Krishna. Isn't it? Maya is more powerful. Ignorance is more powerful than Krishna. That because ignorance cut the individual soul out of Krishna and made separate from Krishna. These things must be very clearly understood by us. Generally, we do not tend to go deep into the truth. We must touch the heart of the verse to get the essence of the verse and act on that verse. Change your consciousness. Change your thought process. Transformation cannot be achieved without understanding Krishna's points, step by step. Arjuna is totally dejected, depressed, right? Sad, morose. Krishna started to speak. Bhagavad-Gita, 2nd chapter, he gained some strength. 3rd chapter, more. 4th, 5th, 18th chapter, ready. Karishya vachanam tava. Arjuna said what? What Arjuna said? Say it together. Karishya vachanam tava. That means whatever you said, I will follow. That kind of determination we must have. Being Krishna's part and parcel. Being eternally related to Krishna. Yes, forgotten relationship, but the relationship has not been severed. We must gain strength from Krishna, not any other source. Any other source, any other resources would not make us that strong. Because Arjuna became very strong and declared, Karishya vachanam tava. If we can speak that verse from our heart, from the bottom of our heart, then we'll understand that I have understood little bit of Bhagavad-Gita. So again, the Mayavadis, nor was it ever possible to cut the individual souls from the original Supreme Soul. Rather, the individual souls are eternally separated parts of the Supreme Soul. We are separated, fragmented, but it is not materially conceived fragmentation or separation. Within one truth, the plurality is there. Only Krishna exists. The whole existence means God or Krishna. Nothing can exist without Krishna. This is really inconceivable. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Within him, all the individuals or the pluralities are there. Mayavadis, they do not accept this. Just like complete unit of a tree means what? Root, trunk, branches, twigs, fruits, flowers, leaves, all together is the tree. Similarly, Krishna means Krishna plus his energies together. Everything together is Krishna. Krishna is never alone. He is a person, still he is a person. Inconceivable. He is able to keep his personality intact. Still he is many. Two types of expansions of Krishna is there. In the 17th chapter, Srila Prabhupada gave us very beautiful, 15th chapter, gave us the very beautiful explanation that Mamai Bangsho, Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta, Sanatana. So we are Amsha, but not we are material Amsha. This is the point we have to understand. Material, we are not material Amsha. Why? Srila Prabhupada says beautiful things because it is related with this verse. That's why I'm saying 15 maybe. Yeah. Now, 7 maybe. I got it. 7. So in that verse, Srila Prabhupada is writing, beautiful. In the beginning of the purport, he says that Vishnu, according to the Vedic version, the Supreme Lord manifests and expands himself in innumerable expansions, of which the primary expansions are called Vishnu Tattva and the secondary expansions are called the living entities. So what we are then? What are we? We are expansions of Krishna. So how can we be separated? His expansions, the individual souls are expansion, minute expansions of Krishna. His whole potencies are not invested in us, especially the creative potencies, maintaining potencies, destroying potencies. They are not there. He is the omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient Lord. We cannot become equal to Krishna, but very minute potencies are invested within us. His qualities are there in a very atomic portions. Meditate on that. Are we American? Are we Indian? Are we white or black? Or are we parts and parcels of Krishna? Expansion of Krishna. Another expansion is known as Vishnu Tattva. Means Lord himself. All potencies are already equal, means all invested. Because of Krishna, their Bhagavad-Gita are there. Means Narayan is supreme because of the supremacy of Krishna. Krishna is the supreme, Adi Purusham. All the Vishnu Tattvas are same self. Same self. Because of Krishna, they are also existing, means eternally. Same Lord expanding himself as Vishnu Tattva. We are also expansions, but we are minute expansions. See that how deep connection we have with Krishna. When you understand this truth, you cannot forget Krishna for a second even. For a moment even. We will be able to see everything belongs to Krishna. Energy belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. Absolutely, I cannot claim anything as mine in this world, in this creation. Because I myself is Krishna's energy. Krishna Tatastha Shukti. Absolutely, we cannot possess anything. Everything is in our mind. Everything in mind, my family, my. Because we keep in the mind, so we suffer again and again, going through the cycle of birth and death. Material opulences, material possessions are all neutral. How do you see that? Do you see yours or Krishna? Actually, Krishna's energies, right? Just like if I go to your house and I see everything belongs to you, there I cannot claim even one pencil as mine, isn't it? Similarly, this whole world is Krishna's world, Krishna's country, Krishna's abode. This material world is also another form of spiritual world. It is on the spiritual sky. The material energy is also another form of spiritual energy. Because Krishna is spiritual. Everything is originally spiritual. So we have to go back to this original consciousness. I am spiritual. I am Atma. And all the energies are also spiritual originally. Material means when you see separate from Krishna. We become materialist when you see anything and everything is separate from Krishna. We cannot. This is known as yoga, connection. I have connection with Krishna as a part and parcel, and connected with Krishna. He contains us and He is within us. This desk also not connected with, not disconnected with Krishna, unconnected with Krishna. It is connected with Krishna. See, the remembering connection is known as yoga. Yoga means connection. Remembering that everything, land means earth, water, air, fire, ether, everything has connection with Krishna, cannot be separated. When you remember the connection, then we are always situated in yoga. That makes us sinless. Srila Prabhupada says in one lecture, we should remain sinless always, constantly. Remembering this connection. I have connection with Krishna. Everything has connection with Krishna. Remember this connection. Immediately everything feels pure. It has connection. Remember anything, anywhere. Connection, the connection with Krishna. Just like in this temple, when we just, enter through the gate, we understand every bit of things belongs to this temple, Krishna. And we have that feeling, right? I'm a servant of Krishna. I'm coming to the temple to meet with Krishna. Don't you have these feelings? We are here before Krishna, meeting Krishna, talking to Krishna, seeing Krishna. Same consciousness we must carry throughout 24 hours. That means you are situated in your own Swarupa, constitutional position. We are not supreme, we are dependent parts and parcels of Krishna. This point also very important here to understand. Individual soul is atomic part and dependent principle. We are dependent principle of Krishna. Krishna is the supreme independent principle. Swarat. Janmadhyasya yata Swarat. Everything is coming from Krishna. And he is Swarat. Swarat means supreme independent. He is the only independent personality. And we are dependent. And he is Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. No one can do anything independent of Krishna. This is absolute truth. In order to understand absolute truth, we have to understand Krishna's position. He is only independent. We are part, so we are dependent. A part cannot be independent. Although we think, I have accomplished this, I have accomplished that, done. Did you do it independently? Independent of Krishna? Never. So you should not take any credit. We cannot take any credit. Because independently we cannot do anything. We cannot even survive. Because very existence is connected with Krishna. Very existence, conjointly connected with Krishna. How can I act independently? Seeing, speaking, walking, anything, doing, accomplishing or not accomplishing, lava, jaya, jo, nothing. We cannot claim. Ultimately Krishna. Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam. And unless we understand this principle, we cannot surrender ourselves 100%, 100%. Because we still will see, I am independent individual. We are not. We are connected with Krishna, still we are individuals, but dependent truth. We are sheltered truth. Krishna is the shelter. We are sheltered. Krishna is the maintainer. We are the maintained. Now I know my paycheck is maintaining me. Because I'm working and I'm getting paycheck. And I'm also maintaining my family. Total illusion. Total. Independently I cannot earn even. Because very existence, whatever Krishna makes me do it, I can do it ultimately. I may wish, I may endeavor. So these are the wrong things we have to remove from our consciousness. Come to the pure consciousness. I'm just a part and parcel of Krishna. totally depend on Krishna as an energy, and he is the energetic. So when we see Krishna within our hearts, constantly understand our original constitutional position and become situated in that position, then only we can establish a relationship with Krishna. Once we establish nicely relationship with Krishna, then we start living in that relationship. A relationship is the sweetest loving affair with Krishna. Ultimate loving affair is Krishna consciousness. We are so intimately related, intimately connected, but our mind is giving us the trouble, making us forgetful. Actually, we are stubborn. We allow the mind to take us away from the truth. No. You have so many important things to ponder, meditate, introspect. Go on running after those. Think yourself. You are doer. You are enjoyer. You are controller. All illusion. Impossible. Impossible. If the soul, individual soul cannot cut into pieces, how can we achieve those things? Being enjoyer, controller, and doer. How? Ultimate doer is Krishna. Ultimate enjoyer is Krishna. Ultimate controller is Krishna. Then what about us? We are all dependent worship. Our everything is dependent. We are secondary enjoyer. Secondary, everything, dependent. So the surrendered soul is always peaceful, realizing the truth. He never wants to be an enjoyer, doer, or claiming, I did it, right? I just wanted and I did it. No, sir. It is not possible. The truth is, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are dependent truth. And because of the inseparability from Him, we are also one. One means a constant connection is there. Connection cannot be, segmented, divided. It's inconceivable. One Lord is present everywhere. It's not that one Krishna is within me, one Krishna is within her, within you, or in every atom of the air, individual Krishna, in every atom of earth, individual Krishna, and every atom of water. No, sir. One Krishna, covering everything. Sarvam abhritya tishtati. 13th chapter. Absolute truth. Bahir antascha bhutanam. Acharam charam evacha. Krishna is present. Bahir antascha bhutanam. Inside, outside. Acharam charam evacha. Moving, non-moving. We also sing Bahir Nrsimha Hridaya. Are we also living in that truth? If we live in that truth, then there will be no fear. If you see Krishna all the time, where from the fear will come to you? Krishna is always coming to you, isn't it? There's like a fish within the ocean water. Wherever the fish goes, bumping on water. Similarly, in the vast existence of Krishna, we are all existing. Whatever you touch, you are always bumping on Krishna, seeing Krishna, experiencing His existence. It's impossible to be away from Krishna. You go to India, you go to Krishna. You go to Canada, you go to Krishna. You take left turn, you go to Krishna. Right turn, go to Krishna. Up, down. So Arjuna also paid obeisances, like, right? From front, I'm paying obeisances from behind, from all sides. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Everywhere Krishna, Krishna. Krishna. Stabor jangam dekhe na take tar murti. Sarvatra hoy tar ishtadev spurti. It's not impossible. Unless we come to the realization of this truth, how can we progress? Because To progress, we have to be sinless. That verse also Krishna said. So this is the point today we are discussing. Jai. Discussing the connection, the relationship, the position of ourselves in relation to Krishna. So these two verses are very connected. Just a little bit we discuss, then we can. Jai Shri Gonitai ki Jai, Jai Shri Sitaram Lakshmi Hanuman ji ki Jai, Jai Shri Sinan ji ki Jai. Just little bit, because the 15th 7, the word Mamai Bangsha, fragmental parts and parcel of Krishna, are also very significant. The fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord is not like some material broken part. We have already understood in the 2nd chapter that the spirit cannot be cut into pieces. This fragment is not materially conceived. It is not like matter, which can be cut into pieces and joined together again. This conception is not applicable here because the Sanskrit word Sanatana is used. The fragmental portion is eternal. It is also stated in the beginning of the 2nd chapter that in each and every individual body, the fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord is present. Dehinusmin yatha dehe. That fragmental portion, when liberated from the bodily entanglement, revives the original spiritual body in the spiritual sky, in a spiritual planet, and enjoys association with the Supreme Lord. It is, however, understood here that the living entity, being the fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, is qualitatively one with the Lord, just as the part and parcel of the gold is also gold. So we are all made up of Krishna. We are made up of Krishna. We are for Krishna. We are by Krishna. We are on Krishna. We are in Krishna. We should live for Krishna. We should die for Krishna. So today's verse was all about that. The connection. And this connection is not material connection. That means I establish. It is not establishing. It is reviving or renovating. It was forgotten because the relationship cannot separate, cut or broken. Broken means it is forgotten. So that's why it is so important to remind ourselves constantly by reading from Bhagavad-Gita, from the Acharya's purport. Remind why we are here. Why? To establish us materially, very well situated, flourished, prosperous, or spiritually prosperous, spiritually elevated, spiritually uplifted. That question we must ask ourselves, read nicely and meditate. Then our lives will be so blissful and happy by discovering the relationship, by living into that relationship. And that is wanted, isn't it? That is wanted by Krishna, by our acharyas, and that is for our own benefit. So that's the point we wanted to, convey with all of you, that we are individual souls, parts and parcels of Krishna, eternally related to Krishna. This is not made up relationship. As you wish, you can keep it. As you wish, you can break it. No, sir. This is our eternal relationship. Live in that. Life will be naturally blissful and happy. And that is our birthright. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hare Krishna.